Hey Green Meadows families and friends, and welcome back to Zooming In on Green Meadows. We are ready to get back to our interviews with our teachers. I can't remember who our special guest was last week, but this week we have Miss Serrano joining us, a fifth grade teacher here at Green Meadows, and we're excited to talk to her. So we will see you after the break. Good morning, Miss Serrano. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Technical difficulties have led us to this situation, but I think we're going to make it through and get this in this morning. So thank you for joining us. We've got some questions to ask you, and I know all the students and families are going to be interested to hear what the responses are. So if you don't mind, let's go ahead and get into it. Does that sound good?
Yes.
All right, so we have a few questions for you. The first one is just going to be a question about Green Meadows. Then we've got some random questions that I know everybody likes to hear the answers to. And then at the end, we'll give you time to say a little thing to the families and friends that are watching if you have something you'd like to tell them. So, with that being said, can you tell us what you do at Green Meadows and how long you've been here?
Yeah. So I've been at Green Meadows for 2 years now. Both years I have taught in fifth grade. And this year I've gotten a little more involved in the school. I am the student council sponsor for the fifth grade club, and I help Miss Best coach our fifth grade girls basketball team.
Very cool. So, okay, stress level, basketball team, student council, which one was more stressful or so far?
I would say getting started with student council since last year it wasn't running. So, like, just kind of going in unknown. But also, I think basketball, like, during the games is a very, like, anxious feeling, or at least it was for me.
I could see that. A little of both, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
restarting a club is always a fun thing to do when it hasn't been running for, a year or two and the kids are excited about it. So, all
Mhm.
right, let's get into our random questions here. The first one is a repeat question. I'm running out of things to ask people. We're a lot of questions in at this point. So, that question is, what is the best free food to discover in the break room?
That would be, dessert food, specifically, like, chocolate dessert.
Okay, are we talking like small chocolates that you would get in a box? Are we talking like a giant candy bar? What kind of chocolate are we talking about?
Uh, More like a brownie or a slice of cake or
Oh,
something.
all right. So, okay, so you like the spongy stuff, the really sticks to your belly kind of food, huh?
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go definitely for donuts. It is early in the morning here today, and I have not had breakfast yet. So I think a donut would be a quality item to find in the break room today if that
Yeah.
happened. Um, Now, I will say that occasionally some people on our team bring in bagels, and that is always a nice surprise.
Oh, yes. Bagel days are the best.
All right.
Have you heard about the Green Meadows Book Fair? The book fair starts January 30th and goes until February 10th. Be on the lookout for flyers from Mr. Miller. Here's hoping we can get books in the hands of every student.
Let's see. How about a very strange question? If you suddenly became a giant, what would be the biggest inconvenience or the hardest thing you would have to deal with?
I kind of think about the buildings that have like the shorter ceilings and doorways. So going through those, I think would be kind of inconvenient if you don't fit well.
Yeah, if you were big enough, right, you could just open the top of the building and step in. It wouldn't be structurally sound, but there's
Right.
always the option. Maybe you'd have to build like a trap door that comes off the top. But
Yeah.
I think my biggest inconvenience of being a giant would have to be clothing.
Hmm.
That's something that I already have a hard time finding things that fit just right, and I think as a
Right.
giant, it would definitely be even harder. So,
Yeah.
good answer. Okay. Let's see. So you mentioned that you've done a couple things extra involved in school this year, and I know that there's payment for that. But what task do you do that you wish people would go ahead and pay you for anyway?
Okay. So I'm going to relate it to a little bit of outside of school things that I do.
Okay.
I volunteer and help two youth programs in Lebanon where I grew up. And I'm a member of the youth football board there in Lebanon. And although I did choose to volunteer, it does tend to, the task add up quickly, so being compensated for that would be a little nice.
I feel you. Yeah. Well, congratulations on being a volunteer. Teachers already are short on time, and volunteering outside of school is something that's very valuable for all of us. So we thank you for doing that.
Mhm.
I can imagine that you would be very busy with a sport outside of school, especially you said you're on the board, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, I volunteer to do these recordings and spend a little bit of extra time here in the mornings and some time at home editing them over our breaks.
Mhm.
So, um, although I enjoy doing it, as you said, sometimes it'd be nice to get a little bit
Oh,
of
yeah.
kickback, but that's okay. I'm gonna still keep volunteering to do them.
Mhm.
All right, let's see. So, we all have memories that we are fond of in life, and sometimes we hear a song that takes us right back to that time in our life. Is there a
Mhm.
song that immediately takes you back to a particular moment in your life?
Yes, I would say the song "Happy." When
Okay.
I was a senior in high school, I had an internship at a local elementary school, and when I was having my last day, they played that song, like, during our final party and as I was leaving the classroom.
So is it a sad memory or is it a happy memory?
I think both, like, at the in the moment, I was sad to leave because I did get attached to the students I was working with,
Uh-huh.
but thinking back, I'm just grateful and happy that I had that experience.
Very cool. Yeah, mine is a little bit previous to your generation, I think. And not a song that I would listen to very often, but it's Spice Girls Wannabe. And it takes me back to middle school when I was in band and we went to a competition at Kings Island and we actually won. And that was the song that they chose to play when we won, and people were dancing all over the place. And I don't know why it takes me back there, but that's just one of them that always it's the first thing I think of. So okay.
Did you know that you can create an e-wallet for the book fair? It is like a gift card that your parents, friends, and family can all add money to. So when you shop at the book fair, you don't even have to bring your own money. The e-wallet links with the cash registers, so all you need to know is how much you have to spend on your shopping day. See the flyer from Mr. Miller for more info.
Let's see. Two more questions, and then we'll give you a chance to talk to the crowd. Let's see. You have Wonder Woman's lasso of truth. Who would you use it on?
I would say with that, I would like to use it on the students when they try to, trick me or persuade me a different way with some of their stories and how things are going, just to get the real truth out of them sometimes.
Yeah, there are definitely some students when I have fifth grade in the afternoon that are trying to tell me some stories for sure. And it would be a very useful thing to have. I don't know if I would be able to like harness the power responsibly though. I feel like I'd be trying to get the truth out of everybody.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if I'd be able to stop myself. So I'd probably have to give it up to somebody else. Maybe send it your way so you can use
Okay.
it. Okay. Last one. If you were a ghost, who would you haunt?
I have 3 brothers, 1 older and 2 younger, and I feel like a lot of my life was just the typical back and forth with them, where they would gang up on me and things like that, so I think if I was a ghost, I'd want to haunt them to kinda have a level up for once on that.
I'm gonna get you back one day, one way or the other, and
Uh-huh.
even if it has to be after I'm gone, I'm gonna figure it out. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who I would haunt, but I feel like again, that is something that you'd like really have to think about before it happened. And I have just not put enough thought into that. So, but your answer is solid. I do have two brothers. It might be fun to do that to them too. So, okay. Well, thanks for answering our questions.
Yeah.
Before we go, is there anything that you'd like to say to the families that are watching or the students here at school or even the community?
Yeah, I would just like to say that I appreciate the support that I get from the staff here at Green and the students that I get to work with and the community that supports me. And I truly love my job, and I don't think I would if it wasn't for all those things.
Well, we're glad to have you, and you have supported me this year helping out in fifth grade. And I'm glad that you appreciate the support you get from everybody. And as long as we can all work together as a team, we're going to do great things. So
Yeah.
Thank you again for joining us this morning, Miss Serrano. We're going to go ahead and get off here so you can get your day started. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.
Bye bye.
Bye.